the spectators are currently a little bored. It's not very exciting just before things are beginning, but they're hoping that there'll be lots of scandals in this thing, as there usually are, because that's the great fun of being a noble at court. Other people doing dumb things or embarrassing themselves. So Alaric and Decim walk in. The judges already sit here in front of the Tyrell High seat on their chairs. Rather plain area seems to have been. I mean, it is not a high trial, to be perfectly honest, even though it has more judges and of higher sort of combined rank than, well, any trial has had in a very, very long time. Maybe also why there's so many people watching. The people you know are in the crowd. Well, you can't really see any of them. They're just melding in there. So, how do you walk? Could you give me a flowery description of your entrance? The guards will sort of do the tap halberd into floor tiles to make a loud clanging sound, as they will tell you to go and present yourself, and you, Desm, defendant, will also present Alaric, and then to the judges and greet them before their questioning will begin.
Sure. Desm has dressed himself impeccable. Of course, he is well aware of noble attire and how to present himself in these situations. So he is impeccably dressed. He has his scarf made by the Caladanian weaving, the Caladanian style. It has the embroidery of the house made by his daughter, and it is. Everything is very elegant and very proper. His cane is polished and shines as he walks with it in, and the Kvaller flies in front of them, cawing imperiously at the crowd. If it is very loud, probably no one hears him. Otherwise, he will caw things like "Caladan" or "They come," and similar things, as he flaps before him into the courtroom as he walks. The tap 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 of his staff or his cane, very rhythmically up the stoneway and then onto the carpet. He will sort of walk up to the judges and await Alaric's entrance behind him.
Alaric will dress similarly to Decim. Clearly uncomfortable, but he knows that he needs to be formal and not in armor for once. So he walks in, head held high, and walks not at his normal pace, which is rather fast, but slightly slower. And as he walks up, he stands in front of the chairs, just watching over the judges. Waits for Decim to introduce himself. Introduce him.
Decim will bow before the judges formally, and basically, begin honored judges gathered here. He will begin with normal pleasantries, formal ones, proper ones to greet all of these people by their rank and station. He will present himself as Decim Caladan, the main defendant on this day in this case against the house. And maybe say some of his titles if that matters, and then he will quickly move it over to present Sir Alaric Caladan, the beast of House Caladan, a famed warrior for his prowess and all of his amazing achievements on the tourney fields and elsewhere. Give Sir Alaric a glowing glowing review, so to speak. Shush, Bree.
There is a mumbling and such, as you do when a squall flies around, but then, as the highest ranking person, Lord Arian will stand, and he will look upon you and says, Decim of Caladan, you and yours have been accused of breaking the king's peace, of breaking the peace of Dawn, and of moving troops through Baratheon lands without my permission. And he will frown pretty damn heavily before he sits down again. And a guard sort of taps the floor 3 times again to keep people quiet. And then the questioning will begin. So why don't we start rolling some status checks to see your initiative?
What's the status of Lord Baratheon, I wonder?
Do you
He
wonder?
starts
We'll
first.
see then.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not even qualified to.
Lord Baratheon's intrigue defense is going to be through the roof, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. He's Lord Baratheon. He's one of the great lords. Like, this is way out of our league, really.
What did I even roll? I can't find it.
you rolled an 8.
You rolled.
Wait, where's the 8? Oh, there it is. I need
just
to make
above
this
my
really
token.
big.
What I'm seeing for the NPC checks is we're the least important people in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are.
Then I will just use. Just want to see. Stand-in token. Because there are also people in the crowd whom you don't necessarily know about. All right. Looks like it will be. I will put a state on them. Can I put I'll put prone on them when they're sitting down. Looks like it is Aryan Baratheon's start, as he will look at Desm and look at Krala, and then he will basically look at Sir Alaric and sort of lean forward in the table and say, "To me, sir, you are but a lowly knight. I am High Lord of the Stormlands, heir to the house of Baratheon, lord of all of the marshes, as well as all the lands that inhabit them. You indirectly owe your allegiance to me, and I will not have any dishonest acts or uncouth scheming in my court. If such if such happens or is found, or if any interference from the crowd appears, I will personally deal with anyone who dares to do such a thing." He is hitting you with his reputation, with his high status, and he will forcibly increase your way of acting towards him to be amiable.
All right.
Shield of reputation, go.
Yeah.
It also seems, you notice, that as long as Lord Gorman Peak is sitting down, he is whispering to Lord Arian. The lady, Miria, will look to Alaric and say, "So, sir, it seems that you and yours have declared war upon Dawn in your singular act of violence and anger. I have had very personal people tell me of this vicious attack and of all the damages you did to both lands and civilians. I am appalled by this, and I implore you, maybe if you will just confess already, we can have this whole farce over with in a minute. Just
Objection.
confess, or
Leading the witness.
all leave your honor in the gutters."
Objection.
He's trying to incite you to basically make you angry at the judges and the court, and yeah. So she will try to influence you with that. So here.
Just before you make the roll, I'm probably not wanting to get hit by an insight roll. Talking out of character. So should I use my anointed perk to avoid as much of this as I can and not get angry with the court and judges?
On step 1.
I don't know. It's hard to say how good she will be at this.
I can take at least one
Well,
hit. So.
since it's what she is starting with, it's probably what she's good at.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's
know,
her
if we-
I mean,
thing.
sure, you can go for it. I'm
Yeah.
fine with it.
Alright.
Anything you absorb is good. So
Yeah. I'll use my anointed, gain +5 to my intrigue defense for this round.
All right then. Yeah, she will try to make you angry.
That does by 2 degrees, yeah. Just.
All right, 2 degrees, and her damage is her cunning rank. All right, and you are indifferent, which gives you 4 DR, or 4 armor to her, which means that you will take 4 composure damage,
Okay.
unless you of course take frustration.
I think I'll avoid the
Which you can do.
frustration for now.
All right. Was you a little rattled by her words? Well, Lord Peak is whispering to Baratheon, who seems a little bit more angry than before. While Lord Arton Hightower seems to be mulling over what happens, preparing probably better arguments for when it becomes his time to talk. Lanus is in the crowd, seeing what happens.
Huh. That's certainly an interesting start. So, let's see. Actions that I can do from the crowd. It's certainly different. I mean, does the group have ideas? Because there's some things in here I suppose I could try, but not entirely sure how to open this with no, nothing
let's
starting us.
let's you can manipulate one of the judges, manipulate Arion Baratheon. So his next thing he does is a seduce check.
That'd be amusing.
Because you can force him to roll something that he's probably not that good at.
I mean, he's less good at. Probably still decent.
Maybe. I'm just trying to see what of these options he would be the worst at. Charm probably wouldn't be that good. Yeah, let's get the crowd to shout at him. Be more gentle. You're in high guard and you oaf. Then he will try to be
You will
more.
basically roleplay it, and then we'll roll it and see what happens. So, yeah.
I'm trying to think how exactly would I how exactly to roleplay, try to make an entire crowd somehow change a judge's attitude.
Worked for the ladies,
Well, it's
apparently.
you screaming things basically. Then the success or failure will determine if it's heard, or if anyone does anything about it. But yeah, let's try to keep the turns up. So if you don't know of anything, we can delay you or skip.
Sure,
you.
I can try something here. I could basically Lena's calling out as one of the many voices in the crowd. Yeah, completely identifiable, of course, as everyone here is. Oh, look at that, Lord Baratheon. All he knows how to do is threaten people and rely on his reputation. I'm sure he's never been good at just trying to be actually trying to make people just feel calm enough to actually do anything. Look what he's
civilized.
Yes, he is not being as he's acting more like a charging warthog than he is a Gentlemen.
Damn!
So what skill are you trying to use here to manipulate him?
I suppose this would be a
Outside,
persuasion
like some
insight,
persuasion
technically.
insight, yes. Or taunt, perhaps even. But
You can do it a 9. That's
Yeah, that's doable.
It's doable, certainly. Would this count as me being part of an intrigue? Actually, a good question. I need to work out. While I'm still in the crowd.
I'd imagine this for Craven roll.
Yes, the Craven roll, specifically. Hello? Okay.
Have we?
And
what's
okay.
that?
Oh,
For Craven roll, would my Craven trigger for this right now, by the way?
Yes,
Since-
let's do that.
Okay, then I need to roll Craven before I can roll that.
You stammer while doing it.
That is more than a success.
You are not Craven, sir.
Not afraid because you're hiding among all these other people.
No,
Yes.
he's brave because he's a Caladan.
The DC was 9. I doubled the DC. In
So-
which case, I'm
so-
going to.
yeah.
Yep.
I will call out my either taunt or insight. They're both the exact same. So
Go. You need to beat a 9. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, he has hurt your thing. We'll add in the label. Will, you wanted charm or seduce?
yes.
All right.
I like this. I'm going to think of insults.
Well, from somewhere in the crowd, you basically hear a voice as well calling out. Well. Oh, I thought this was the Reach. Seems like Lord Hightower is just sitting on his rear doing absolutely nothing to say anything. Why does this Stormlander get to have all the words? Dignifiedly, Lord Arden will stand up to speak. Bree?
Okay. I would like to take the opportunity to what is the process of like what sort of like role would be like involved with, like activating a judge, Manikai?
There is no role. You can
Okay.
scream at someone and they will, flowery words.
All right. I'm not sure what would be reasonable at all because like all these judges are going to be like challenging the player characters. Let me go about my process of doing as I initially wanted to do. Bree is most interested in ascertaining the opinion of Lady Jourdain and her disposition to inform the others later. So she's going to attempt to read the judge.
All right.
Reading Lady Jourdain. Let me go ahead and actually apply that correctly. That is a success.
Yes, I just forgot to actually add the change in agitation here because now this Linus one has 1, and you are reading the judge.
I am reading
That's
Lady
12.
Jourdain.
Yeah, and that will add a 1 to the square you're in.
Okay.
Yes, you will learn that she's currently, although she seems to act like she really is pretty hardcore angry at you, she seems to be indifferent. Perhaps this is just the way she's acting. This insight might be useful in sort of, well, maybe even ignoring some of her blunt words to see what lies underneath. She seems to be very deceptive in her way of dealing with you, trying to make you think she believes differently than she really does.
Okay.
She, in fact, seems to be rather fair in her way of dealing with things. You can note down that you have her identified, so to speak. And then tomorrow, should you inform your allies of this, they will have +1 extra die to influencing her.
Got it.
All right. Tessum, defend him.
All right. Desmond will, he will walk up with his cannon. He will address. Let's go with. Let's see. Who should I hit with this? Well, Baratheon was the one who started this whole mess. So let's attack him. he will look at him and he will say, "My Lord Baratheon," with a bow. "The question was about troops and movements and peace." He sort of looks as imperious as he can before this man, which is not that much probably because he is a great lord after all. The question, the question before us is the cause. Did House Caladan have just cause? Well, he will look over. In fact, your anger is understandable, my lord, but it is misguided. The anger and your righteous fury should be pointed at those who actually deserve it, my lord. And that would be the true villains of this story, and that is House Will. Why did House Caladan act in the way we did? It was to demand justice from Will. Justice for the crimes that house has committed against us on numerous occasions. Numerous, my lord. Recently, House Caladan went on a diplomatic mission into Dawn to try to strengthen the bonds, and in so doing enforce more of the king's peace, as we are ordained to do as loyal subjects. On this trip, no less than 2 times were we attacked by the vile serpents that are Will. And he will go into here he basically what he's trying to do is to redirect Baratheon's anger towards House Will, so it doesn't actually like slam into us. More, it'll slam into them, saying that House Will are little more than raiders that has attacked our house at least 3 confirmed times, possibly much more. And if he is actually concerned of who intrudes on his lands, that should be his main focus.
Sounds like you're trying to incite him then against House Will.
Yeah.
Also, this bringing up of Will's undoings is something that specifically the crowd finds very amazing. Yeah. And they all gain agitation because this is they basically loud speaking begins to appear everywhere as they have trouble keeping quiet with this new revelation of craziness.
Now, good news is that you get a +1 bonus to the persuasion test because you're amiable towards him now.
My lord.
I really like you, and you're really terrified.
Your righteous fury is legendary, my lord, but it should be pointed to the real villains. The Wills, the serpents. They have a serpent in the banner. Coincidence? I think not. Slam the king down.
He is. How could we not like him?
And I will do the insight.
Incite him.
Yeah, I shall try to incite.
Persuasion insight.
Get him.
I'll try to get him.
Wreck his face. Oh, dear Lord. Why?
His anger is unperturbed. He will not have this changing of topics, trying to mislead him about who is at fault here. He seems to be unfazed by your action, although it does change the direction of the trial, perhaps, this allegation. He seems to be too pissed to care right now.
It's a trial.
Also, Pete will whisper in his ear and look at you and give you a smile that only you see.
Poor rolls. Can't do anything about that.
Alaric, you're the witness.
Oh.
So what do you attest to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one more. It's cunning. I have one more die. Sorry.
One
okay.
more die. Oh.
I'll roll you another die.
Well,
no. I mean, it's persuasion.
Yeah,
insight.
you're rolling
the damage is
persuasion.
cunning.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Let me double check. I thought it was
influence means what damage you do, especially your weapon.
Yeah. I have one. I have one more. I have 5 persuasions anyway. So.
If you have 5 persuasion with 2 insight, then bonus dice. Then you need to roll another one. Yeah.
It's another 2. So doesn't really happen much. No, 14. But I tried.
Yep.
Looking forward to hearing this one, Halldamir.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm not sure how I'm going to go about seducing.
Oh, I
one
believe
of
you
them.
have to seduce in your first round of an intrigue.
My
Yeah.
lord.
So
Good target.
I am
Because
besotted.
you're always looking to get some, right? That's basically it.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to gonna word this. I've been thinking since, well, the start of the intrigue, how I'm gonna word this, and especially to whom, because Baratheon's pissed.
Bedazzle us.
Yeah. Oh, I just don't know.
I will let you just skip your turn if you just want to be quiet.
I mean, instead of skipping,
Not
you'd
a very
least
good
I,
witness.
I,
to
I
sit
could
there, but,
consider
you know.
instead. I could consider.
No, you must influence.
What?
Must,
Keep up
you
your-
must. You must. You know.
defend yourself.
All right.
Should draw back.
Any ideas, people?
Should probably go after the person who targeted you, Lady Jourdain.
Yeah, probably.
You have to use your seduce somehow. We knew this going into this. Have you literally thought of like 0 ways?
No,
to try
I've
and
been-
construct it?
I've been thinking, but they've.
She's married to
yeah,
someone
it's-
who's Martell.
Compliments.
Yeah,
Compliments.
Yeah, I'll go with a straightforward compliment.
Speak.
Of
Your anger does not justify
What's
your
Alaric
beauty.
saying?
No, if I know her.
You're
Like, it
beautiful.
highlights
I
your
agree.
beauty and
Okay.
grace.
Well,
Like,
you have to
yeah.
think about this being seduce, not charm. Not trying
yeah.
to become a friend. It's more.
You're as hot as the desert sands, my lady. And
What
you're
does he say?
Yeah, Alaric
Go.
will say, look to Lady Jourdain and say, my Lady Jourdain, your beauty does extend far beyond the fables I have heard, truly. And to see you so flustered, it's
It's an honor to be lashed by your tongue.
yeah,
Ah?
yeah. There you go.
Ah?
Honored to be
Say it.
lashed by your tongue. Yeah.
The crowd loves it.
Yeah, loves it.
Ooh.
Good.
But let's see how you roll.
Probably going to be awful.
You could
Because I have next
You-
to no dice. So,
Well,
not bad.
She is not taken in by your words.
At least that's out of the way now. Oh.
Nima.
Should I just try to find out about one of the judges as well?
good.
Up to you.
You've got decent awareness, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I could add my fighting.
I will
What does
fight
your
my
thing
way into
say?
that
Does
disposition.
it say passive awareness? I believe that's it, right?
It's the water dancer one, right?
I have
Add fighting
all-
rank to active and passive awareness results.
There you go. Yes.
Awesome.
I'm more aware because you're good at fighting.
Which
I
one?
will stab my way to the truth.
Arden?
You want to treat? All right, you can try reading that guy.
Yeah, sure.
Lord Hightail, what does he think of us?
Roll your awareness tests and have fighting as a modifier bonus.
That's pretty good. Some critical.
That certainly succeeds. Yes. He actually seems to be amiable. He likes you a little bit, and he doesn't think you are in the wrong here. He's prone to believing you and liking you.
Arden, I always loved you.
And although he seems to be trying to be fair, he can't completely remove his bias. Yeah, and you can the next day you can inform the others, and they can get the extra die on dealing with that guy as well. All right. Well, Lord Baratheon is standing, and he will look to Alaric and say, "Sir Knight, this is a court I will not tolerate such business. But perhaps if this could be finished a little quicker and you could just tell us the truth of what actually went on in this incursion and why this happened, I could make sure that your needs are fulfilled in some description when this is all over. As he will try to seduce you by promising to make sure you're taken care of. So you can control yourself.
He knows Alaric's weakness.
Let's see
Yeah,
how.
he does not, however, have any specialty dice in seducing.
Seducing, yeah.
Laric's like, oh,
What's the hope? Destin will.
18, that is
Fuck.
pretty damn good.
8.
He will
What the
certainly,
fuck? I could get
use
that
a
at like
problem with that.
5 die.
that's 2 degrees.
2 degrees then, and he was seduced, does damage with persuasion rank, as it turns out. All right, well, you have an armor because you're amiable towards him, but I believe it's only 3,
Yep.
Yes.
which means that he will do 5 damage to you.
You still have your.
Yeah, I still have frustrations.
You still have your defense. Have you taken that into account? No, wait, that's last round.
No,
Oh,
but
I guess it lasts until your
Yeah.
your next round. Yeah.
Until my
otherwise-
next round. Oh, okay. In which case, that would have just been 1 degree.
1 degree would then deal you 1 damage.
Okay. All right.
As the promise is a little bit. I mean,
It's nice,
if you
but
could just
You are an anointed
throw
knight
your
in
house
trial.
under the bus, you could.
yeah.
Who knows what kind of prostitute he could afford for you.
No.
And as he is number 3 person standing, he'll sit down, satisfied with letting the other speak for once.
But it'll be a Stormlander prostitute, though. You know those are not
they're
the
just-
same.
They're not the same as the Reach.
Lady Miria will look at you and say, well, that is quite a charmer. Perhaps, indeed, after this we could speak more of such things, but as my dear Lord Baratheon said, all you have to do is confess that you really did intrude, and you may not need to be the one on the block. Like, surely you are not the head, or even a part of the main branch of your house family. You will not need to go to the wall, or be executed as they would. Your life might be rather pleasant, everything considered. She will as well try to seduce you.
Winning me over. Shit.
Yes,
after a
that is
lifetime.
persuasion seduce. Or rather, there we go.
Anointed knight, protect me.
No!
I'm a knight, goddammit. That's
1 degree.
Yeah.
Which will actually not be enough to really affect you because you don't really know her.
Yeah.
You're like, bitch,
It
please.
turns out.
You're like, wait,
God
she's
damn.
married, right?
Yeah. It just kind of clicked in the few seconds in between. It's like, wait.
Oh,
Oh,
but
shit,
my
she's
lady,
married.
you're
Oh.
married.
Gorman continues to whisper to Lord Arian, who seems, he's sitting down now. Lord Arton, however, will deliver his. I think as he looks at Alaric as well, it says, "It is indeed true. There might be something we can work out, a bargain of sorts, where you gives us the full truth here and now. We need do no further of this thing. Perhaps we could even promise you that you personally will not come to harm, and I would even suggest if this whole thing goes down for you on your house, that I could take you into my house, into my service personally, perhaps to make you not need to protect them this much. You don't need to suffer for their sake. We can work something out." And he's trying to bargain a little with you to see what he can offer you to maybe make you just say that these people are like cruel, evil people who deserve to get hanged.
You need to stop doing this, Malachi.
And that looks like 2
2
degrees.
Yeah.
Let's see. His bargain is his cunning ranks in damage. And you are indifferent to him.
Mm-hmm.
What he
4
actually? Yes. So that is 4 DR. That would be 2 damage then. Not too much yet. You're just gonna take it on the brunt.
Problem with frustrations, it would leave me with 1 dice. So
Yeah, you have how many can you take?
I can take
You
1.
can take up to your will, right?
It's less than your will, so I can take
Yeah.
2 even. Sorry, I can
No.
take a maximum of 2.
But they will reduce it, I believe, also by your will. So,
Yeah.
and they will. All right, sure, but you'll take it. You're feeling rather convinced. Maybe you should just sell them out at this point. You're close to, or rather, I suppose it's more close to just, at least stopping yourself from selling them out, closing your mouth and
Yeah, just closing my mouth and
justify it.
Like, this is officially
talking.
Desmond's problem and not mine.
yeah, it's like, oh fuck.
No one is talking
This is
to
almost
Desmond,
getting
though.
too good. Like I'll get
Fucking
with
right.
her and that guy and the Rathian. Like, yeah,
Be a great
maybe
orgy.
I mean, this is a win-win situation, really.
Yeah.
Lane is in the crowd, though.
Okay. So what I'm going to be aiming to do here is win the crowd to give Desmond a bonus on his next influence action.
Woo. How will you do that?
Basically, Lanus will call out, "Hey, the judge is trying to feed you. The judge is not even caring. They say it themselves. The damned snakes are the ones responsible. Let them speak about it."
All right. You're
Trying to convince the crowd.
Sure.
Because the crowd. This seems like something the crowd is interested in.
Sure. All right, that would then be 2 degrees. And how much agitation? 2. So the next influence action taken by Decim or Sir Alaric, you can remember this, you will have a plus
actually-
4 modifier to it.
Actually,
Yeah.
Malachi,
Yes?
before it might be higher because
Oh.
I have attractive, so I can re-roll to up to 2 ones.
Ah,
All right, yeah, you have 2 ones there.
attract us.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So that means that instead of a 2 and a 3, that'll be a 5 and a 6.
would make
Which
this-
would then raise it by a total of 6, which would be another degree. Yes, which
Maximum.
would put you at a plus 5.
All right, I'll take
The
it.
next modifier to the next influence or action, one of them.
You're welcome. And you
Oh,
say,
Save me.
I mean, they're not talking to me. If they did, I could do something, but
Well, let's see here. We'll say, well, actually, it'll just be a bit of a kerfuffle as someone moves about in the crowd. But there will be said nothing particular.
you're going to somewhere of high agitation.
I actually wanted to do the same thing, Manikai. Bree wanted to try and win the crowd over by calling out that too much focus is on this whole matter of sordid seduction with an anointed knight. Let's focus on the salacious details of House Will and their treacherous nature. Trying to win the crowd over to focus on Decim, like as he speaks, to try and give him like a bonus to his next influence action.
Hmm.
Is that agreeable?
Yes, that sounds agreeable.
Okay.
What skill are you trying to use then? Sounds like some persuasion as well.
Yeah, this actually does sound like persuasion. Go ahead.
Could be convince, yeah.
Go ahead and yonder roll for the winning the crowd over. I have 2 dice in that. Looks like a hooray.
Okay, yes.
Yes,
That would
yes,
then be
yes.
a plus 3. I'll mark them here. There is a plus 5 to be had, and then there is a plus 3 to be had.
Okay.
But since you two have, they last for a round, you can take in 1. And since you have 2 people,
Yeah.
you can have 1 each.
I'll take the 5 if you don't mind.
That's
You grab
okay.
up to- yeah. Well, you get to do it now.
Yeah, Decim will say, indeed, the crimes of House Will is at the root of this entire problem. And he will turn to Lord Hightower here and say, my lord, the problem with Will is well known, as you no doubt have heard yourself. They are snakes in the grass. They have grown fat and indolent on neglecting their duties, neglecting what they have sworn to the throne to do. Protect the Bone Way, protect their lands. Instead, they are naught more than criminals. Simple criminals. And really, my lord, this should be self-evident. Look at their riches. Look at how much they plunder. There was an accusation that we indeed have killed civilians in their land. That is falsehood, my lord. You know House Caladan. You know that we are sensible. You know that we are honorable. We do not plunder. We only seek justice and reparations from the villains that have wronged us. And he will basically try to persuade, convince Lord Hightower to this line of thinking.
All right.
So that is persuasion. I have a bonus die, and then we have a +5 modifier. And he is.
Some people cry out, "Yeah, that's right."
Did I get a bonus because he was friendly towards us? Oh, no, that's not.
This is his damage reduction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you're not acting super friendly to him, so.
No, I'm trying to convince him. That
That's pretty.
Oh,
My God.
You sit the fuck down, Hyde.
he's like, whoa.
Oh, he goes behind.
4 is the maximum,
No.
and that is certainly a 4.
He goes behind the throne and hugs a little bear
And this
because
is-
he has.
Oh my God, that is a
And this is,
really high
this is
roll.
what was you using?
Maximum decim.
Ridiculous.
Um,
Well, what's your will rank?
5.
5. So 4
20.
times 5 is 20.
20.
sit the fuck down, Hightower.
It's like frustration.
You can't take. Can you take multiple frustrations?
Well,
in a
he
round?
can only take 1 point per. So, yeah, he will actually, his mouth turns into a line as he looks to the people behind you who are standing there, sort of screaming their hearts out that yeah, this is right. Like, those fucking snakes are just the worst. And he will look at Decim, look him in the eyes, and then he will sit down. And turn like so, and basically he is not going to participate anymore in this